Okay, now the bike is masked up and ready for the paint process. So we've got three paints. We've got a metallic black, we've got a satin black, and we've also got the silver colour there. If we're going to do this job, would we pull out something like this, the big guns, for this sort of work? No, we wouldn't. The best way out of it is actually rattle cans. So from my local spray shop, they actually can mix up the colour to order, and I think most places nowadays can put it into cans. It's a great way to go with your colours. In a can like this, once you've used it, you just turn it upside down and clear out the tube, right? So there's no paint in the tube that's protruding down in the bottom. And that will store for years and years and years. These type of paints that are over here, unless you're turning them over regularly or shaking them or stirring them, they will go off, whereas you'll get more mileage out of one of these. Plus, for this size area we're working on, I mean, you know, the coverage that you get out of one of these is heaps. So, plus it gives you extra touch-ups for down the track for any little mishaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with painting the silvery section here. One thing I like to do with a rattle can, I've already shaken these up, but what I actually like to do with rattle cans is I like to spray out a little bit onto just a waste bit of paper, just to make sure she's spraying alright. Oh yeah, now that's spraying fine. Now what we'll do is we'll get that into colour. Okay, and I'll proceed to do the gloss black and then the satin blacks. So that's spraying quite nicely. I've done a test piece, it's quite fine. So now let's bring this up to colour. You really don't need much. So I'll just let that settle. I'll do the gloss black, the metallic black rather, whilst I'm here. That's that can. Yep, that's spraying nicely. This only just needs a touch on the top edge really, and the clear coat is going to actually cover everything else. So, another thing I generally try and do when I'm working in very confined areas like this, one thing I try and do, and I'll just adjust this camera so we can see. Right. There we go. Okay, working in confined areas like down here, it's almost impossible to mask every single bit up. So what I do in this instance is I'll use like a bit of A4, just like that, and that masks up basically anywhere that I don't want it to go. So here I just want to do a quick touch along that edge, and the rest will be done in clear. So here we go. That's it. The rest will be done in clear. So we just let that settle down. That I'll give a second coat. And with the second coat, once it's settled down a bit like that, then I'll give it a clear coat. Once I've done the clear coat, then I can do the engine in the satin black. And that's more than enough colour on there. When we put the clear on, and we peel off the tape. We just let that settle down. Recording. And recording. Okay, these sections now, these three sections have been coloured up, they've been sanded back, they've been blended, and now it's time for the clear coat. So we'll get the rattle can, which is a 2-pack clear, we'll pierce the bottom of it, which sets off the catalyst, shake it up, and we'll apply the clear. Alright, the first part I'm going to clear is the silver, and then I'll do the black down here, and then the silver down here as well. So let's apply the clear. That's looking fine. Looking very fine. Quite happy with that. Now do the black section down here. Okay. Oh, it's going to cover up the engine. Better do that, see that it's set in black. There we go, that's all we're going to need. Okay, now for the black. That I'm happy with. And last but not least, the silver down the bottom. So that's, yeah, they're looking fine. They're looking really good actually. Alright, I'll do this silver down the bottom. Might just change the camera angle so you can see. No, you should be able to see what I'm doing there. That's alright. Okay. I'll give this 2 coats, but I'll, obviously, I'll stop the cameras for 15 minutes and then I'll recoat them, and then that's all they'll need. That's it, finished. You're going to be better off coming at that from the other side, actually. Yeah, this is a better angle. Right, again, just cover the bottom of the motor. Don't really want that looking gloss into the engine satin black. This is just going to get a tiny little squirt. Okay, now I'll leave that for around 15-20 minutes. I'll recoat it, and then after that it should be finished, but I won't know until then, so I'll leave it for 20 minutes, recoat it, have a look at it, see what it looks like, and if it's all good, then the next phase will be pulling this tape off and leaving it for a couple of days before I can hand polish it. So I'll see you in 20 minutes. Okay, well, it's been 20 minutes now, and I'm ready to recoat this, and as you can see, the clear has flashed off, which means after about 20 minutes, it's actually, you can touch it, you can drag your finger along it, and you're going to get nothing on your finger, so it's not wet anymore. So that's ready for its second application, which should be its final application. So I shall run through, respray this one, recoat here, and recoat down the bottom. If that's all looking good, then I'll pull this tape off and we'll see what the end product looks like. Okay. Alright. Always spray off the job. Make sure you can, or whatever you're using, even if it's a gun, make sure it's spraying properly. So yep, that's good. And we just run right through, nice smooth action. So just keep an eye on the speed of my hand. The speed you actually paint depends on how fast it's coming out and how much material you actually want on the job. So, okay, so let's go for the final recoat of the clear. That is looking really good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks great. Okay, now for the black. So cover up the motor again. Perfect. You don't need much material, you really don't. And the very bottom section down here now, which I'll tackle that from the other side. Oh yeah, that's come up really good. I'll bring the camera around and show you that in a second. Alright. It's a very tiny, tiny spot down the bottom. Looking gloss into the engine satin black. This is just going to get a tiny little squirt. Okay, now I'll leave that for around 15-20 minutes. I'll recoat it, and then after that it should be finished, but I won't know until then, so I'll leave it for 20 minutes, recoat it, have a look at it, see what it looks like, and if it's all good, then the next phase will be pulling this tape off and leaving it for a couple of days before I can hand polish it. So I'll see you in 20 minutes. Okay, now let's remove all the paper and see what we've got. And this you want to be relatively careful with, so you don't touch the job. removes the thin tape. Which is what formed our original line on the facet. I'll grab this from down here, I think. There we go. This thin tape is excellent to use for this type of work when you're painting within a facet. Look at that. As good as new, if not newer. Alright, now this bottom section. Now I could leave it straight out of the can without hand polishing it, but I will hand polish it, and I'll leave that for probably 3 days, I think, with this product before I can actually do that. But that's quite okay. The guy that owns the bike's not picking it up until 5 days time, so that gives me plenty of time to work with it. That is looking excellent, actually. Very, very happy with this repair. Very happy. Give these areas a little hand polish that I've reworked, and give the bike a quick clean all over, and she's good to go. I think that's just about all of it. So there you have it. That's excellent. You would never tell that that's been dropped.